Bichara Supply Chain, highlighting and showcasing solutions for the most complex challenges facing the industry in 21st century by our team of subject matter experts and mentors. Broadcasting every week, all year round, we will present the most up-to-date series of podcasts and webinars.
Hello and welcome to another episode of Bichara Supply Chain. This is Nur Hadi, your host. I'm speaking now with Amit Sinha. He is a supply chain expert and a published author in the areas of digital transformation, supply chain management, and also a digital supply network. Thanks so much for coming, Amit, and welcome to Bichara Supply Chain.
Thank you, Nur Hadi. Thank you.
Yeah. Okay, so in today's episode, we're gonna talk about the transforming the supply chain with the disruptive technology. But before we get started, can you please tell us a bit about yourself, the professional background, and in addition, you just wrote and released a book titled Digital Supply Network in July this year. So what is the book telling about, Amit?
Yeah, happy to explain about that. So my name is Amit Sinha. I am a leader at Deloitte Consulting. I'm currently based in US. Have the cross-country, cross-cultural experience, I can say. Have worked in US, multiple countries in Europe, and many countries in Asia too. Have experience with consumer products, manufacturing, life sciences, and chemicals. And most of the time, or almost all through my career, I have been working with the business transformation project, adaptation of technology, and how to add value. My passion is in adding value to the world through efficient businesses, because if the businesses are good, it adds value to the workforce, the society, the customer, and it creates a virtuous cycle. And I do this through my expertise in technology, supply chain management, and digital supply network. You mentioned about our very recently published book, Digital Supply Networks.
Yeah.
This is a unique one. It comes from the collaboration of industry and institution. So two of us from Deloitte got a collaboration with two university professors, and we wrote this. And the reason we wrote the book is supply chain management has added a lot of value in the last 23 years. It has sort of defined the world we live in. But with the disruptive technologies and with the new advantages the computation power has created, a lot can be done. And if you will digitize the current processes, you will add value, but it will still be suboptimal. The real value comes if you reimagine the process to really use the technology which has come as an opportunity. And that process we have called digital supply networks. While writing the book, I should give credit to multiple people, industry experts in Deloitte, outside Deloitte, other consulting firm, and the industry, as well as the multiple research associates and professors. Right now, I'm very delighted to share the book has got very nice review from both the industry leaders as well as academicians from MIT.
Wow, awesome. All right, so let's jump to the first question. How does this kind of the transformation in supply chain, affect to the businesses?
That's a very good one. And understand, supply chain is a part of businesses. The transformation which we are seeing is across overall, overarching. And as we have explained in the book, in the very first chapter, first and second, if you see higher level, the macro level, there are three processes which are highly getting impacted end-to-end businesses. First thing is your customer. With the technologies and with the digital and the mobile in every hand, you understand your customer, which was not possible in the past. In the past, traditionally, the organization have worked. It was a transactional relationship with the customer. Customer is at the end of your chain. If you consider a supply chain, plan, source, make, deliver. At deliver, there is a retail store. A customer comes and buys the product. What the digital transformation can do, make customer as your partner. why not bring her at the product development and create a relationship which is everlasting, which we say customer for life. The customer is providing you real feedback, you are able to customize the product for the customer and serving in a much better way. So that's the part one of the equation. Part two is all your internal processes. So many of the processes, if you'll again get like, say, procurement, where a person is sitting and doing the invoice matching, which is tedious and manual. Many of these type of processes you can easily automate with the help of AI and ML, which we can talk later. So you can automate your processes, and then people are putting their effort and brain for the value adding opportunities. And this is just one example. If you consider the robotics and what AI and ML and sensors can do, a lot of activities can be automated. Not only automated, it adds value to the end-to-end flow. And if specifically talking about supply chain, it can take uncertainty to a large extent out of the chain or network. And part third, which is very important again, is collaboration and innovation. Right now, we will say the hub of collaboration sits within the organization. What digital supply networks offer, you add your end-to-end network, starting from your suppliers to the organization, to the customer, and everybody is a part of the same networks, doing the business together, learning from each other, and innovating what is good for the customer, for the processes, as well as suppliers.
All right. So you have mentioned about the technology and also capabilities. So what are exactly the technologies and capabilities about this, Amit? And most importantly, what advice can you offer to the business leader when they wanted to start this transformation?
Happy to talk on that. Let's divide. So you touched two very important and broad topics. So first, let's talk about technology. Here, I must say that digitization and usage of technology in the business or supply chain is not a new term. So we have been doing the ERPs and robotics and CNC machine. The way the current family of the technologies, why they are different, many of them have converged together.
Right.
First, understand the current ability of machine to sense, interpret, act, and improve. And this is the basic of when we say machine learning and artificial intelligence. So you put a sensor which costs less than $1 now, and the sensor in real time tells how the machine is operating. It can connect to your computing power and calculation based on how it's going and what's the optimum condition to run the machine. And if something happens in the real time, either it can notify the person or controller that an action is required, or it can also, with the help of actuator, it can control the action. And if I'll give you another example, so with the help of computer vision and ML, in the past, what happens if you are, say, manufacturing something, an industrial product, at the end of the day or at the end of the cycle, suppose you produce 10,000 product, you will take 30, do a sampling. If it's good, you accept the entire lot or you reject the entire lot. It was a dream, I'll say, of a manufacturing engineer. The first time a defective piece came, can the product stop? Yes, it can, with the technology we are talking about. So if we'll put a computer vision and the ML, which checks and sees that something is getting out of range, it can stop the machine right there, right now. Not only that, since it has the ability to learn, even if it's within the quality range, but suppose you are using the algorithm of classification and cluster, it will tell you it is deviating in a direction that it will start producing faulty product. So while doing that deviation also, it can call for the human action, and that I was saying is the real value addition of the human workforce. For the second thing, I thought you had a question. If I'll summarize, the technology we are talking is the machine learning, artificial intelligence, blockchain, robotics. and they are broad. So what we have done in our book, we have covered them in the separate chapters so that people understand. You don't have to be a data scientist, but you must understand the application so that you can think about the application in your supply chain and when you will transform your chain to the network. Now let's talk of the second point you mentioned about the uses, correct?
Yeah.
So I would like to, let's consider into three different forms. First is the business strategy and alignment with the supply chain. In the past, supply chain used to come, if you may talk about the strategy cascade, and we have covered this in our playbook chapter. So supply chain strategy comes at the very last. If you divide into different cascading choices like vision, value, core competence, business design and configuration and execute, supply chain used to come at one or two. But now if I will not say vision, because vision in the reason of firm exists. Other than that, the digital supply network strategies must check everywhere. How you design, how you want to connect with your customer, which geographies you want to serve, which products you want to get into. Consider the power of the big data and analytics. You can get a lot of information, and based on that, you must redesign your network. Mm-hmm. Second is the tech role. Ideally, and I come from a consulting background, in the past we have been telling tech is an enabler. Look at your business process requirement and then see which technology can fulfill the requirement and adopt that. Now what we have seen, I've also seen at many cases, it adds value if you see both. You understand the business requirement, but also understand what the technology opportunity is. And if I'll give you a real example, suppose you are a manager at a manufacturing firm and takes care of the maintenance. So when the machine will break down, if you understand the power of additive manufacturing, where you can have a digital inventory, or we have been talking about predictive, what about prescriptive maintenance, so that you are able to say based on the real-time working of the machine when the machine can fail. So if you understand the power of technology, you will be able to collaborate with the business requirement and add value to the firm. And third part to this is the approach. If you see the organizations, they are going either with the issues, or if I may say value, where the value can be added. Second thing is the data. We have a lot of structured and unstructured data coming from different systems or directly from the customer. Third is the platform. So the big company like SAPs, Oracles of the world, they come with the best practices. They can help you with your journey. And fourth is the science. When I say the science guided, it's like what blockchain can do, what is a control tower, how we can do that.
Mm-hmm. All right. Okay, cool. So I now understand the importance of this technology and the strategy for the transformation. Do you recommend any playbook or steps to transform the supply chain to digital supply network?
In fact, I do. And that has been a differentiator of our book and why this is getting so much acceptance. Because many people have been saying digital transformation is important, you must do that. Okay, so we are sold how to do that. Yeah. And then based on our research, based on our work with consulting and other institutions, we have come. And it's a simple 4-step process, but requires a lot of work. First is the people, correct? We are talking a lot about technology, but it becomes a success or a failure based on the organization and culture of the people. How engaged and motivated is the leadership, and then the team. So first step of your playbook should be the organization and culture. Right. You have to create a learning culture, the change management, clear communication, and trust. Second thing, once we sold out, the leadership understand, yes, I have to do a digital transformation. I have to transform my plan, source, make, deliver on a supply chain to a digital supply networks. Second thing is identify and act. Right. What I mean by that is explore your end-to-end chain and identify the value opportunity. And then organization must create a business case for the transformation. While creating business case, you should also be ready to accept significant deviation. We have seen the deviation from 10% to 80%. and that's fine. These are the new territory. And there you have to, after that, you have to do the select and integrate. When I say select and integrate, if you have started multiple initiatives, some of them will be successful, some of them will not be that much.
Yeah.
So if it's successful, how do I make it broader and bigger? If it's not successful, first thing, identify, is the business case still valuable, or is this the human, is the machine, or even the business case failed? If the business case is still relevant, you will have to change something, identify the root cause and change and keep working. If the business case is not valid anymore, we must drop it. And this is the step where you are converging the things together from different initiatives to organization wide or enterprise level DSN transformation. The fourth one is scale and evolve. Leadership and the team must understand it's not a step. So I had a sequential supply chain, I created a network, I'm done. No, it's a ever evolving, and it's more relevant with the pace of technology and the way our consumers are changing and entire society is getting changed. So keep evolving and keep getting better.
All right, let's move another question. Can you please give a few examples, like real life cases where organizations have successfully transformed the supply chain with technology, Amit?
Yes. See, one thing we found it out, and we were expecting, there is not one organization which has done end-to-end transformation and say we have reached the nirvana. And which is aligned to what I was saying. It is scale and evolve. It's not a destination. Saying that, we have found many leaders who have successfully used the technology to transform their supply chain, and they are in every sector. If they are in the new breed or tech-enabled company like Amazon, they have, with their customer-focused nature, use of robotics and technology, they have done great stuff for automating your multiple transaction, getting out of the store. They're working on this and serving the customer better. At the same time, if you take the example of Walmart, so they have adopted technology and multiple part of that, like how to replenish my shelf where customer is coming, how to replenish my inventory to make a more responsive and agile network, as well as in the Walmart Canada, and we have written a case about that in our book, uses of blockchain in the logistics of the Walmart. Another example I'll take, which I really love, is the Caterpillar one. So again, a traditional industry selling industrial equipment, how to involve customer during the product development phase, as well as being connected with the customer, not selling a machine and getting it done, but being connected with the efficiency and the usage of the machine so that you optimize the performance, saving the fuel, making it more efficient for the customer, and having a customer for life. And the last example I would like to talk is of Tata Steel, and they have done multiple innovation. One of the innovation is that while you are still in the manufacturing phase, they can predict the in-progress product quality, and then we can match with the market demand. Can it go to a automobile manufacturer? It needs to go to some other manufacturer or a retail customer. And then in the real time, they can shape the market requirement.
Right.
And there are multiple of those examples. And what we recommend all the industries to think, first thing we did not talk about is the digital core. Unless you have the digital core, like the basic where transactions are connected, you are able to track your production, manufacturing, sales, and those stuff, the basic ERP, which we say. Yeah. And then start thinking about the strategy we discussed, the role of technologies, the approach, and the steps of playbook. And you can add a lot of value for the organization, for the workforce, and also for the environment and society.
Awesome. All right. So before we close today's talk, do you have any key takeaway?
The key takeaway, I say again, the organization must do that. The supply chains of the past are of the past.
Right.
Plan, source, make, deliver. They did the work. They defined our world. But now understand the technology. Other thing, don't try to prove the technologies, which we have seen in last 5 to 10 years, that trying to prove blockchain works or AI works or ML works. Yes, they work. What we have to see, or what you should do, is identify the value creating opportunity and business cases and think about end-to-end transformation while still considering customer at the center of your transformation.
All right, cool. Thanks again, and thanks so much for coming today, Amit. I look forward to speaking with you at another time. Take care and bye-bye.
Thank you. Thank you, Nurhadi.
At Bichara Supply Chain, we are committed to driving global perspective to embrace technological adaptation in improving process efficiencies. Don't forget to subscribe, like, and share Bichara Supply Chain. And stay tuned for the latest updates. To learn more, visit our website www.bicharasupplychain.com. Thank you for listening to us. We look forward to seeing you at our next episode.